Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Alright guys, so I came across a community post on YouTube a few weeks ago, and the question was, are you excited for Vikings Valhalla? And the majority of the voters voted no. And although I could relate to them, I was kind of surprised by the response. But anyway, after binging on the Vikings last year, I wasn't really thrilled at all for Vikings Valhalla, to the point where I didn't even know when it was going to premiere. So fast forward to last week, I'm scrolling through Netflix and there it is. So I decided to give it a chance, right? And guys, I want to say that I was pleasantly surprised, but the truth is, I went into this show with no expectations at all. So, with that being said, I watched the first episode and I was hooked. Now, I haven't completed the season yet, but I just wanted to drop in and give my opinion on the show so far, okay? So, let's start off with the differences. So, if you've watched Vikings, you know that they were pagans who raided England and other places too, right? Looking for silver and other valuables. But Ragnar Lothbrok, right? He had a dream that they could eventually stop raiding lands and settle in England while also being at peace with England. There was also a lot of hate for Christians coming from the Vikings, right? To the point where some of them hated them so much that they killed Christians, okay? Now we get to Vikings Valhalla, and it's 100 years after all that stuff went down with Ragnar and his sons. In this era, many of the Vikings have converted to Christianity, and I found this to be a very surprising twist, okay? But make no mistake, they still act like Vikings, okay? Doing things the Vikings way. But they follow Jesus now. He's their Lord, not Odin. So let's get to the heart of the matter. In the first episode, King Ethelred of England gives the order for a mass killing to take place against the Vikings in Danelaw. Now, this is called the St. Brice's Day Massacre, all right? So to me, this made absolutely no sense because it seemed that the Vikings and the Saxons were finally living together in peace, right? The king even had Vikings serving as his advisor and as a king's guard. So this massacre really made no sense to me. In fact, it was pure evil, in my opinion, right? But I did find out later that according to history, it was basically King Ethelred's response to frequent Danish raids, okay? But my question is, why the killing of innocent people like women and children? Anyway, so the Vikings, they were not going to take this massacre of their people lying down, all right? So King Canute, he summons all the Vikings, Christian and pagan, to come to Kattegat so they can wage war on England. But most importantly, they want the head of King Ethelred. But Ethelred, he gets sick, y'all, and he dies. So this young Edmund, he's now the king. So since Ethelred is dead, the head of the boy king will do just fine, right? Before I move on, I do want to mention that the summons of all Vikings didn't go over smoothly because the pagan Vikings, they didn't want to fight beside the Christian Vikings and vice versa. But let's move on to the characters to look out for or pay close attention to, all right? Because whenever I start a new show, guys, I always look for the character to root for, like the one that I'm gonna like. Anyway, I also keep my eyes open for the characters that I'm not gonna like or that I'm gonna hate. So the first character that I'm gonna mention is Harald Sigurdsson. He is the great grandson of Harald Finehair, a character that was from Vikings. And if you watch Vikings, you know that Harald Finehair's dream was to become king of all Norway, okay? Now, Harald Sigurdsson, he has a way with words. He's the man you want talking to your soldiers before entering a battle. He's going to get folks stirred up and inspired, okay? He was also the one who got the pagans and Christians to put aside their differences. And he let them know that whether they are pagan or Christian, they are all Vikings, okay? And Vikings got to stick together and exact vengeance when their people are attacked, all right? So the next character I want to talk about is Leif Erikson, son of Eric the Red, all right? And Leif Erikson's character is based on the real Leif Erikson, right? In fact, many of these characters and events are based on facts from history, okay? So, anyway, Leif Erikson, his father, Eric the Red, doesn't have the best reputation. Like, he's known as a fierce fighter and a fierce Viking raider and everything like that. But outside of raiding, he also committed many murders, all right? And once some people find out who Leif Erikson is, they ain't really feeling him like that. They're ready to take vengeance against Leif Erikson instead of his father, all right? So, anyway, guys, now Leif, he comes to Kattegat with his sister and a few others, but he knows nothing about the summons of all Vikings. He's just there to help his sister Freydis get revenge on a Christian Viking who sexually assaulted her, then carved a cross into her back. So Leif seems like a stand-up guy, okay? And he's not about killing anybody if he doesn't have to. But of course, that eventually changed because he had more than a few men that kept trying him, okay, guys? Anyway, Freydis, she finds the man who sexually assaulted her. She kills him, okay? This causes a whole ruckus, and some of the other Vikings want justice, which means that Freya should be put to death, all right? But Harold steps up and he offers a solution that can work for everyone. After seeing how well Leif fights, Harold had his eye on him and he wanted Leif to join their cause. But Leif, he wasn't there for all that and just told Harold that he would think about it. Now, this took place earlier, right? But now that Leif's sister is on trial for murder, Harold knows that this is the best time to get Leif to join their forces by using his sister as a bargaining chip. So, of course, Leif joins the Vikings' cause in exchange that his sister's life will be spared. So now it's on to England, and Leif is the captain of one of the boats because apparently he's also an exceptional sailor as well. All right. Anyway, guys, the story only progresses from here, and so far I'm enjoying myself. I'd also like to mention that a black woman rules Kattegat, okay, guys? Also, King Canute. He's an interesting character in the sense that he's not like any other Viking king that I've ever seen, all right? He appears to be humble, poised, and he listens to counsel, okay? After he listens to the counsel, he carefully makes wise decisions by weighing the cost and with consideration to the information received from his advisors. But make no mistake, guys, King Canute may be humble on a regular day, but when it's time for war, he's all Viking, all right? So far, I think it's safe to say that King Canute is a character that I like, all right? And Harald Sigurdsson and Leif Erikson, they'll be my favorites. They're like my heroes of the show so far. So especially Harold's, right? Now, a character that I already don't like is King Edmund. He gives me like Joffrey vibes, only without like the whole torturing people and trying to make their lives miserable. He just reminds me of Joffrey in the sense that he uses his kingship as an entitlement and everyone should obey him, stuff like that. Meanwhile, he has so much to learn and should just fall back on making big decisions. You know what I'm saying? Now, lastly, I want to mention that the one thing that I do not miss about Vikings is the way the shield maidens scream when they're engaging in battle, okay? It's super annoying and I could really do without it, all right? Anyway, guys, the show is good so far. There are some honorable mentions of Bjorn Ironside, Ragnar, and even Ivar the Boneless. And if you have time, I think that you should check it out and let me know what you think, okay? In the meantime, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. And I will see you guys in the next video. And I'm about to go finish watching this series. Take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.